My name's Elijah. Where I'm from, you have to have more than one hustle. I'm a barber, recording artist, magazine CEO, rap battle league owner, a father, a husband, businessman, among many other things. I also go by many names, but for now you can call me BeardGod. I'm also a big wrestling and sports fan. This is my new podcast, and it will focus on different subject matter. So tune in to the BeardGod Presents the Subject Matter Podcast. Alright, y'all, we here is the BeardGod. We here with the BeardGod Presents the Subject Matter Podcast. Today we got my man Mal Casanova, aka the household name, Mr. Pay Homage himself. What's good, Mal?
What's going on, man? Household.
Now, what a lot of people may know or may not know, first of all, Mal Casanova, for the people listening who don't know who this man is, he's a battle rapper from Philly. I want to say you started with K.O Battle League, right?
Yep, definitely.
You started with K.O Battle League way before we came in and bought it and changed it to Push Your Pin Battle League. So anybody that follows Push Your Pin Battle League, just scroll through the videos, and some of the older battles you'll see Mal Casanova battles under K.O Battle League. But Mal Casanova, what made him kind of stick out as a battle rapper is he will always wear these wrestling t-shirts during some of his battles, and come to find out he's a huge wrestling fan, just like I am. So a lot of these questions that we have for you today are based around wrestling. Now, our podcast is a little different. How it goes down is we got like 5 questions written out for you, and you'll be allowed 5 minutes to answer each max. Because some podcasts, they're unorganized, they like long conversations, and it's like, all right, well, there's no structure. But with us, we ask 5 questions, and you have like 5 minutes to answer each one. If you answer it shorter, then we move to the next question. If it starts going too long, then we keep it moving. So with the first question that we have for you today, how do you feel about Wrestlemania being a 2-day event this year?
Yeah, honestly, I'm disappointed with Wrestlemania this year. It's never been a 2-day event. And the fact that there's no crowd, it really takes away from what Wrestlemania really is about. Wrestlemania is about the crowd. It is about the record-breaking attendance. It's about, people from all over the world come together to see this event. So, and this was going to be, believe it or not, this was going to be the first WrestleMania that I was to. Me and my girlfriend was really looking forward to this, and then it got, put into a performance center, which is horrible. I feel like the best thing they should have did, and I know it would have sucked, but what would have been best for business is if they postponed it until everything was good to go. To have it in a performance center is probably the worst thing they could do, and it's going to be a disaster.
I mean, I can understand why they still try to keep it going. I mean, you got some pros and cons. I mean, no fans, that sucks. No fans, it sucks. Attendance, that sucks. But you got to look at it like, ain't nothing else going on in sports right now. So even with them, doing the pre-tapings, and they still able to work deals out where they did lower the price of the pay-per-view. I don't remember it originally being a 2-day event. I always thought it was 1. So I think that when they knew that this was going to happen, they thought of something on the fly with the whole 2-day event thing. But what I am happy about that they did was the matches, like how they start coming up with gimmick matches, because they were going to have to. I mean, the Raw and SmackDown episodes been trash in arenas with no fans. So, backstage matches, street fights, ladder matches, whatever, they needed to do some things to make some things better. And, they clearly working on that. Now, the next question, I guess you kind of actually answered it, because the next question was, do you think Vince should have canceled the event? You said earlier in your statement that you feel as though they should have postponed it. I mean, for the sake of people's health, maybe. But you know, Vince is Vince, man, and
yeah, he has an ego. He will not let nothing stop him from doing what he wants to.
yeah.
And it's gonna backfire. Mark my words, people are gonna trash this WrestleMania. It's not gonna turn out good. I'm telling you, it's not gonna be good.
Well, all right, so let me ask you this: as a battler, a lot of people look at you as a character, similar to like wrestling characters. So, who are some of your wrestling influences that you might look at when coming up with material or thinking of promos you want to do, you know, when promoting battle rap?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh man, Triple H is one of those guys. I would definitely say maybe a Ric Flair to a certain extent. New Day. Yeah, you know those guys. People that were good on the mic, Chris Jericho for sure. The Rock. Just guys that are entertaining on the mic, guys how to deliver promos. Those are like people that I think about when I'm promoting a battle or when I'm getting in that mood, because you know, at the end of the day, I'm by far one of, if not the best battler who promoted, you know, who can promote a battle. I'm the best promoter when it comes to battle rappers, and you know, that's why I always say pay homage, because if you see guys like Will Skills and people like that's promoing and making noise, like, but before there was them, there was me.
Yeah,
like,
facts. I agree.
Right, so it's kind of like when I first decided to battle rap, I already knew it was like some WWF shit. Like, I knew battle rap was like, it wasn't really real, so I knew that going into it, I had to bring that like wrestling to it. I had to make that shit really like, I had to make the best out of it. So
I'm glad you did, man. Like, I'm really glad that you did, because I feel like you were like the Jay Lethal of KO Battle League. You know what I'm saying? Like, you was like the Jay Lethal of KO Battle League, and it was like people would clown you. People like, oh, he corny, he trash, he gay, he this. Like, they were saying all these things about you. And I remember one day being in a group, and I remember seeing like you was snapping on somebody in a live or whatever. And I was like, damn, I like this dude. And then I remember when I came up with the idea of, all right, we're going to get a belt and all of this, I was like, the first league I'm really going to attack is going to be KO Battle League, because I know this dude, Mal Casanova, is going to have something to say. And when I went live in that group, I specifically targeted you. And then you came back like, who is this guy? Who does he think he is? And it was just like, it worked. It was like my plan worked. It was like, it worked. And then when I pulled up to the event with the belt, people was like, yo, who this dude with the belt? He got a belt. And it was fun, man. But it was always love. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I always respected about you, because it never seemed like, it never was no malice or nothing like that. Like, people was going to say what they was going to say, but the thing about it was you took it like a champ. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really took it like a champ. Like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I am who I'm. Like, I remember when Pay Homage was born. I remember we was on SIG-U Radio.
Yeah,
we was on SIG-U Radio. And you had called in, and you was like, yeah, I get paid. You was like, I get paid in homage. It was like, yo, like, yo, this guy just said that. Yeah, that was crazy. It was crazy, man. Yeah, it was crazy, man. But all right, now I got one that's kind of a monkey wrench in the equation. If Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit were alive today, who would you want to see them go against in a tag team match?
Damn. Beat me to it. Damn, do I have to pick one? Cause, oh man.
I would put it this way: if you let's say three teams.
Okay, and you talking about the teams that are out now, or just like anybody?
I mean, it could be anybody, but try to put somebody from now in there.
Perfect. I think New Day would be one. I think the Usos would be one. If you want to take it a step further and go outside of WWE, I think the Young Bucks will be a good one. Those are the Usos. Yeah, I think. Oh man, it's some the Lucha Bros. Like, oh man. But if I had to pick, oh man. But if I had to narrow it down to one, I would love to see them in the Young Bucks. That would be crazy.
I would put it this way. Me personally, I would like to see Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero go against AJ Styles and Finn Balor.
Okay, so the created team. Okay.
Yeah, I think that'd be. I think that match would be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I think it'd be high flying. I think it'd be very technical. Like, I think it'd be a very, very good match. You know, AJ short. You know, Benoit short. You know what I'm saying? I think that it would have been a great match. That documentary was crazy, man. That documentary was crazy. The Chris Benoit documentary.
Oh man, I've watched it at least 7 times by now.
Yeah,
I think now I watched it 7 times.
You know, the only thing that really pissed me off with that documentary is that my theory. I mean, I'm not going to say whether he did or he didn't. I mean, of course, it looks like, you know, all fingers point to him doing it. But I always, you know, back when that had happened, I always thought that Kevin Sullivan had something to do with it, because what they didn't talk about in that documentary was the fact that she had got threatening text messages also from Kevin Sullivan leading up to that. And they didn't talk about that in the documentary. You know what I'm saying? Like they just talked about, like, yeah, he put his hands on her, Chris saved her and got her out of that situation. Like, he was more involved towards the end than what they were saying. But I mean, you know, it is what it is, man. Like, that's a tough situation. I think that somebody will give his son a chance at wrestling, and whether or not he's going to be good or not, I don't know. But you know, it is what it is. Now here's pretty much the last question that I got for you. Do you think that the wrestlers of the 80s and the 90s, do you think that them being so good and that pretty much being like the golden era of wrestling, do you think that they have made it that much harder for these new guys?
I don't know. I wouldn't. As far as the 90s goes, absolutely. Wasn't too crazy about the 80s era, but the 90s definitely made it harder for the new guys. But I don't know. To this day, I feel like the Attitude Era could never be done. It'll never be that again. Like, to me, that was the best era of wrestling, and you know, that'll never be touched again. I mean, a lot of people say, you know, the Ruthless Aggression era was the era, but which was a great era too. But yeah, wrestling ain't the same. It's definitely harder now. And I feel like now wrestling is more about gymnastics than you know. Now everybody I watch a wrestling match is a bunch of 360 flips and everything. So,
me personally, I think that the problem is the character development. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like AEW. I think AEW is a great product. They put on matches with moves and things I've never seen in all my years of watching wrestling. But my problem with AEW is the character development. It's like too many of the characters look the same, and it's like, where's the originality? How many dudes y'all gonna have with like black and white face paint, looking like Vampiro? You know what I'm saying? Looking like Raven, looking like bootleg versions of Finn Balor. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's my issue with AEW, like the character development. I think WWE, I think the problem with them is they don't spend enough time in investing in the right character. I think that they have used Braun Strowman totally wrong. There's no excuse why he shouldn't have been a heavyweight champion by now. They've jerked him. I think that Bobby Lashley return is a joke. I think that, you know, every year when it seems like stuff gets hard, they want to bring back these old legends, Goldberg and the Undertaker, and now they bringing John Cena. But it's just like I don't know. It's like you can't really move forward if you just keep banking on these old guys from back in the day. Like, they have to develop and build up new stars. That's just the bottom line. I think that with AEW being around, I think I really appreciate Chris Jericho a lot more now. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really missing him. They really missing Chris Jericho.
Really? I agree that with the AEW, the character development isn't good. I feel like my problem with AEW is they don't know how to. As of right now, I don't see them. They have yet to made their own star. It's like when you think of the best wrestlers or the stars of AEW, they came from somewhere else. They have a guy, MJF, I think that's his name, or MFJ. What's his name?
Yeah, I think it's
MFJ.
Yeah.
MFJ. To me, he's the star of AEW. That's the guy they need to push.
I like that dude, Orange Cassidy, the boy that be having his hands in his pockets. I like that dude, though. I like him.
That's too gimmicky.
I like that dude. Like, you know what AEW reminds me? It reminds me of the second hour of Nitro. You know what I'm saying? Where like the second hour of Nitro was like all the like fill-in matches, like the card filler matches. Like, that's what it kind of reminds you of. I think that they have a lot of the pieces that's needed to have a great business. But I just think that they just got to do a little better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got legendary Jim Ross, you got Tony Schiavone, you got all of these former WWE and WCW and Ring of Honor and NXT wrestlers. Like, you got all of these different pieces. Now it's about making the actual brand have its own identity. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really what it's about. I just hope that they don't go down the same road that WCW went, where they were overpaying for talent from these other places, and then it kind of just drove the brand into the ground because you had people who didn't know what they were doing running things. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and their arenas don't even be sold out, so they definitely got to be careful with that.
Well, the smart thing about them is that they're having their events at small arenas rather than trying to do the big ones, so that's cool. But I just don't want to see them, like, don't start bringing like Kurt Angle and like Ken Shamrock. Don't start bringing them type dudes over to AEW. You know what I'm saying?
They don't need it. I just want them to build more stars. Like, when you think of AEW's best, it's Chris Jericho. He's not from AEW. It's John Moxley. It's all these guys. I just want them to build their own superstar, because WWE ain't done that with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. They didn't come from anywhere. They built them up.
Yeah.
You know, WWE problem is WWE, they just mess up sometimes when they come to their booking. They really do.
I mean, it's just repetitive. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the same. It's the same matches. But you know, they've been around, man. You know, they are. They've been around. But look, man, we're getting ready to wrap this up. I appreciate you, man, taking the time to give us an interview. Let the people know where they can find you at.
Yeah, definitely, man. You know, y'all, anybody that's in the band rap, type in Mal Casanova verse. You get everything on the YouTube. Type in Mal Casanova, check the music out. I ain't really that social, so if you want to just, add me or, talk whatever, just Jamal Holly Facebook page, and I'm there.
Alright, man, look, we about to wrap this up. This is BeardGod. Once again, it's the BeardGod Presents the Subject Matter podcast. Today's guest was Mal Casanova, the household name, Mr. Pay Homage from Philly, and we out of here.